It's gonna be a little loud.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, show us your best fish face.
It looks like a castle and you can go in it.
So this morning we are going to brunch at the Marine Room, which this place, when Jeremy and I were researching like fun and unique things to do in San Diego, we heard about it, and it's a restaurant that's out like on the water, like the waves crash against it while you're eating. And we found out that just a couple times a year they do a high tide breakfast, and it is happening while we're here. So we made reservations and we've been really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, Jeremy doesn't get to join us because we didn't have the babysitter situation figured out. Instead, I've got Isaac and Elise. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
We are right on the water. This is cool. So you guys look at what you want to have in it, okay?
I never had an omelet before. I'm really excited.
French toast. It's kind of a big plate, huh? You're doing a great job. You always use the outside fork first. Is that one pretty good?
Yeah.
So we decided to all try something new from the buffet, and this is definitely new. This is an eggs Benedict. This is a goat cheese frittata, and this is called a stone fruit blintz. Isaac went with the smoked salmon.
And the salad.
Yeah.
Potato salad. And then, I don't know what that is. This is eggplant.
Eggplant escabeche. Pretty good? I'm full. It's always so sad to be full at a buffet because there's still so much good food out there.
So the ocean looks like there's nothing in it, but there's actually a whole world in it.
Isn't that amazing?
Uh-huh.
Cheers. Cheers.
Should we get dessert for this round?
Yes, we can. So there's brunch and there's dessert. And I was telling Isaac, I don't know if I can eat dessert this early in the day. And he was so smart. He said, well, Mom, we ate 3 rounds at the buffet, so pretty much that's like 3 meals. So now it's time for dessert. Isaac chose a passion fruit bar. Elise chose dulce de leche and mystery dish. We don't know what's in it. So we each picked 2 desserts so we can taste them all.
This is so good. It's almost like vanilla ice cream.
So it's called panna cotta. Well, the high tide breakfast was really fun. Unfortunately, the waves weren't very strong today, and several people were commenting on that. They're like, the waves are just low. So we've seen online and heard that like the waves crashed against the window. We didn't see too much of that, but the food was wonderful, and I was really impressed with how Isaac and Elise behaved. So it was exciting for me to be able to share that with the kids. Now we are home, we're stuffed, and we're ready to begin our day's adventures. So we can't find the house key. I know I had it.
Not here. Okay, you guys, we're looking for the key. Anyone know where it might be?
No.
I think they're ready.
I found it.
Where was it?
It's in the dark crevices of the diaper bag. We got it, dude. We found it. Ready to go?
Let's do it.
I brought my potato rack and it's safe.
Good job. You keep that safe. Today's destination is the Air and Space Museum. Whoa.
By Ryan Aeronautical. It was a milestone by Chuck Yeager to break the sound.
See this actor?
Leonardo. San Diego's own.
Boom, New York City. How about FRA? France. Oh, it's Frankfurt. What do you think that one's Seattle? Toronto. SJD. San Jose del Cabo, Mexico. The story of flight begins with Leonardo da Vinci. Inventors of the airplane, Orville and Wilbur Wright.
What's a glider?
It's where it doesn't have an engine, it just glides in the air.
Laura, this is what flight attendants used to look like. Pacific Southwest reservations.
So they have a movie theater here with seats that move and vibrate. You nervous? It's gonna be a little loud.
Whoa! That was like a roller coaster.
Elise isn't quite tall enough to reach the pedals.
I figured out how to make it start.
So there's foot pedals. Good pilot.
You're just in training. Oh look, I got it up right here.
Put it back up there. Hi, Nene. Hi, big girl. Ooh. Amelia Earhart. So Elise just finished reading a book about Amelia Earhart, so she was excited to see a plane replica here.
So they have some documentaries going here about World War II and about space flight, and I could watch those forever. Like, I am the biggest nerd. I love learning and I love watching about the stories of things that happen. Let me know in the poll if you also like documentaries.
So apparently flag hoist signaling is a thing. I had no idea. So there's a whole international code where they use different flags to send different messages. And so the kids are looking at the messages that are out here and trying to decode them. Messages are sent by varying the relative position of the flags on a flag hoist.
I think that one's it. I think it's...
Janae was gonna be done, so Kendra made a roller coaster for her.
I'm getting dizzy though.
Oh.
A flight simulator.
So while we were in the museum, we met a World War II vet who was a medic at the Battle of Normandy. And it was just an honor to hear his stories and to thank him for his service. There's just not a lot of World War II vets left. And I think that there's a lot of lessons that need to be learned from them.
So we're taking a break from our adventures and we're eating some waffles. I heard that there was a really cool like Belgian street waffle place really close to Balboa Park, so we're gonna eat there.
So we couldn't find this place when we first drove by. It looks like a total hole in the wall, but I think it's nicer than it appears from the drive-by. How did we miss it? It's good. Lemonade with pineapple and strawberry.
How did you guys like make all this?
Everything was made by hand, so we made all the tables.
Oh wow.
Is it good? Mm-hmm. Hi. She's waving.
So So this place has definitely been a happy surprise. It's so unique. See their chairs? So how's seat number 4?
Good.
Just for 4-year-olds, right? Who wants to go in here?
There?
Yeah.
So we found a Japanese friendship garden here in Balboa Park that we're checking out.
That fish was going. Mwah, mwah.
Was it kissing?
Yeah.
Show us your best fish face.
There it is.
Let's see Isaac's.
I just lost it.
Don't smile.
Okay, my turn.
Dad.
They have bonsai trees here. These trees are very old and very special. Be very careful with them. Whenever I see bonsai trees, I always think of Karate Kid.
Hey, look at that. It's gonna make it, huh?
Hey, make it because have strong root.
These are like miniature trees. These would be good climbing trees if they were just a lot bigger.
This one is my favorite. That's just beautiful.
I think this one's my favorite. It reminds me of an overgrown broccoli. And the Karate Kid.
Banzai, Daniel-san!
Hey, Banzai!
Banzai!
That one is my favorite of all my heart. This one's my favorite
Why do you like it so much?
because it's big. It must be very old, but they had to cut it down. It is an interesting thing that they cut it down.
Yeah, there must have been a reason. It's really pretty.
I typically would never stop and read plaques. Kendra almost always does. And while it takes longer, we learn a lot more stuff.
So this is a stone lantern that used to be used in Hindu temples.
Well, we made it out of the garden and then realized that Janae was missing one of her transparent flip-flop slipper things. Sandals, I think is what they're called. So I'm gonna try to find it. Well, I guess Janae is gonna grow out of those sandals before we find them. Bummer.
This place is beautiful at night.
That reminds me of the Arc de Triomphe.
In France?
Yeah.
It's definitely an arch. The one in France is much bigger.
It looks like a castle and you can go in it.
Let's go see what it is.
Good night. Treehouse out. It moved on me! It moved! It moved!
Is the tide coming in?